Welcome to Amazing Arms in August. I'm Jana Heath, and I'm going to take you through the exercises for this month's challenge. So the first exercise is push-ups. So you're going to get into a plank position with your wrists under your shoulders, and you can modify this push-up, of course, any variety of ways. So you're here in your push-up. Let me just back up just a little bit so you can see me better. And then we're going to extend our toes and our legs back, make a nice straight line. You're going to come down as far as you can, nice and slow, and then you're going to push yourself back up. You want to make sure that your butt is aligned with your body so you're not pushing your hips up like this. You're nice and flat, abdominals are nice and tight. You can come down to your knees and do a push-up this way. You can also do an incline push-up where you put your hands on something stable, and you can go on your knees or your toes and do the push-up on an elevated surface. You can also go to the wall and do a push-up against the wall. On Fridays, you'll be doing tricep dips. So the goal is just to set the timer for a minute and do as many reps as you can. Write the number of reps down on your calendar and try to beat your score next week. So you're gonna either put your hands on the floor or on an elevated surface. You're gonna have your fingertips forward. Your hands could either be gripping the side of a chair or, like I said, fingertips forward. Behind you, you scooch off of the object you're on, a chair or on a Bosu, or just on the floor, and you're going to dip down, bending your elbows and reaching up. So I'm going to go to the side so you can get a better view. You're just going to dip down and up and down and up. So those are tricep dips. On Saturdays, you'll be doing a Spider-Man push-up. The Spider-Man push-up is when you bring your knee towards your elbow. So you start in a plank and your knee comes wide like this. So I'll go to the side again. You're stacking your body up over the wrists. You bring that knee here. And what you can do is either, if you're advanced, you can do the push-up and bring the knee up at the same time. So you could go down here. See, my knee is by my elbow, and then I'm going to push up here. If you're a little, if you're finding that a little challenging, you can do the push-up and then the knee separate. But the idea would be, if you're really challenged, you would bring the knee up here with the knee down on the floor. So you're putting your other knee down on the floor. So that's a way you can modify. You can do this against the wall or an elevated surface as well. On Sundays, you do a tricep dips again, but this time with a march. So if I'm on my Bosu or on the floor, again, fingertips forward. When I dip, I'm gonna bring my knees up. So it's like you're marching. So your knees just come up to your chest. On Mondays, you do an incline or decline push-up. So we already sort of talked about incline push-ups. I've got my hands on an elevated surface. And ideally, if you were really having a challenge with that, you'd be on something like a bench or a couch or a chair, a little higher. And then you would do it that way. Or you could challenge yourself by putting your feet on an object. So you could put your feet on something sturdy. I'm using my Bosu, but you could certainly use a couch or chair. This isn't very tall, but you would put your feet on something elevated. You could even put your feet on a wall. So you put your feet up and you would just give yourself a decline. Ideally, you could find, something stable like the edge of your bed or a couch, something that's not going to move, and put your feet on that. Next, we have tricep push-ups. Tricep push-ups are challenging, so most often I would suggest going on your knees. It's when you put your hands very close together. Maybe you want to make a diamond with your fingertips, your first fingers and thumbs, or a little heart here. And get in really tight, or you could keep your hands just really tight underneath you, and then you drop down. So if you're going on your toes, you want to drop down. So see how my elbows fold right underneath my rib, or right next to my ribs, right underneath my body, and I push up. You get on your knees, you can do the same thing, you just come down here. But see how it's kind of like the tricep dip, where I'm raising my ribs with my body. So I'm going right down the side and up. Those are very challenging. So like I said, start on your knees or with your hands up on an elevated surface. And if you're on the wall, again, hands are just going to be very close together. And then an up and down plank is our final exercise in the month. And what you do is you just start in a straight arm plank like you would here. Okay, you do a push-up, and then you come down to your plank and then back up and do another push-up. And then if you were doing this and you needed to go to the knees for the push-up, you would just drop to your knees and do the push-up, and then come back up and go down and up, or you stay on your knees. Now, the only place you can't really do this is the wall. So what I would suggest is you go hands like this, forearms against the wall, and then push up away from the wall, hands against the wall, forearms against the wall, and then try and push away from the wall. So that would be my suggestion to modify if you're doing the wall. So those are the exercises for Amazing Arms in August. If you have any questions, please contact me, Jana Heath Fitness. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram, and of course my website. I look forward to hearing from you and seeing some of your fantastic push-up and tricep dip variety pictures on my in the comments on my Facebook page, Instagram, or right here on YouTube. Thank you so much. I hope to see you soon.